Let's get it started. So, hey, everybody, just want to welcome our first ever guest, the one, the only, Buddy Boeheim, Mr. ACC three-point leader last season. Buddy, how's it going?
I'm doing well, doing the most I can right now. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're
Good.
doing great. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on and talk to us for a little bit.
No problem.
Chris,
So,
you got the first
we go
question?
Yeah. Are you going?
Yeah, so, Buddy, I don't know if you're aware of some of the things that people are saying. I'll just read them to you. Some people are saying that you are the next Kevin Durant. Some people are saying you're the best player to ever wear number 35. I might be one of those people, but I'm hearing it as well. What do you think of those comparisons? How do you feel about that?
Oh man, Kevin Durant that's a great one to have. I've been got to go to the Olympics. My dad was the assistant coach, so I've been around Kevin Durant. He's one of the best players ever to play. So I mean, anything like that is you'll take it for sure. But just trying to get better year by year, and just proud of the progress I've made. And I know I still have a long way to go. A lot of things I can improve on, but just the support I've gotten has been really big for me. It's just cool how much progress you can make in a year.
For sure. So, out of the entire ACC, other than obviously the Carrier Dome, what is your favorite place to play?
It's a good one. I'd probably go with North Carolina. I really like the Carolina Blue. Michael Jordan's played there. Some of the best players to play the game went there, and the history, the tradition, and it's just a beautiful arena, I think. And I think that and Louisville are probably the two nicest in the ACC. Louisville is probably the nicest. It's pretty new, one of the bigger stadiums I've played in, and those two are top notch for sure.
Yeah. I noticed you didn't mention Virginia Tech. Something that happened last year. I'm sure you're aware of it. You scored 18 straight. Do you want to just go through your mindset of what was going on in your head?
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't even, I was, going out. I felt like I had probably 12 points in a row. It didn't even feel like 18. It kind of just happened. And, I started off with an air ball. So, for the first 10 minutes or so, I'd get the ball and they'd yell air ball. So, I knew I had to kind of quiet the crowd down a little. And so, Elijah gave me a three to start off the run and just gave me a good look. He did a really good job finding me this year, made it easy for me. So once I saw one go down, I was able to get in the lane and, use my pump fake and use my shooting ability to get inside, make plays. And then, next thing I know, I got 9 or so and, I had 2 more threes, get one in transition. And I really, when I get in the groove and get one in transition, it's going up. So, that felt, I was feeling, really good before the game. It was a noon game and, something about noon games this year. I really, played really well, shot the ball well, and just one of those days that everything's falling for a little, and just really that was definitely one of the highlights for me this year.
For sure.
How does the whole airball chant, like, obviously didn't rattle you? For a current intramural player, that would definitely rattle me. So, like, how do you, like, what do you just, like, a mental block with it, like, not just trying not to hear it? Like, how do you go about that?
Yeah, definitely. It's just mentally. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have teammates and coaches telling me no matter what to keep shooting the ball. That's why I'm out there. Just let it fly whenever I'm open. So they see one air ball and the whole team's like, keep shooting, don't worry about that. And that's really helped me a lot. Just my progress throughout the years. I've proven myself as a shooter. So once you do that, your teammates are gonna find you no matter what happens. I'll be over 8 one game and they'll say shoot the next one. It doesn't matter, and that's huge as a shooter. You want your teammates to believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. So when that happened, it's just like they see one go down, they're like, get the ball to Buddy's hot. So I've been fortunate enough to play with some great players that really look for me when I'm hot and know when I get going to try to find me.
I don't know if you're aware of this. You averaged 8 3 attempts a game last year. Is that something going into each game you're like, I want to shoot 8, or like coach is like, you need to shoot 8, or is it kind of just it happens and it happens?
It happens. I mean, before every game, coach will be like, just play your game. Don't force anything. Just let it come to you. Some games may be out, their defense is really adjusted. So they would, face guard me the whole game. And some games I wouldn't get clean looks, but, just having me out there space on the floor allows guys like Elijah and Joe Girard to, attack and, no help side defense. They can go one-on-one. And if they do help, then I'm ready to go. So some games, I'll get 10 looks, open looks, good looks. And some games I'll get 4 or 5, 2 open ones. The rest are contested. It's really, what the defense is doing. And when that happens, I have to adjust. I have to, go off the dribble, make plays for my teammates. And that's something I really, focused on this year, getting into the mid-range pull-up and being able to not just be a three-point shooter. So really just varies on, the team we're playing, the personnel. And, you have to get a couple up early if you can get some good looks, get in the rhythm early. But some games, you got to find other ways to score and make plays.
You mentioned coach. Do you call him coach? Do you call him dad? Like, what's that like? I mean, Chris and I are both former athletes, if you can't tell. And I know I used to have my dad as my coach until like 5th grade. And I eventually just told him, please stop coaching me. I hate this. Clearly, you didn't follow the same mindset. How's that like?
Yeah, I mean, man, ever since I was a kid, my dad has been one of the main motivators for me as a player. I really struggled with confidence kind of growing up. I felt the pressure, being Jim Boeheim's son, I had to be this or that. And he kind of just always was there telling me, simple things, just, keep working hard. You're going to be a good player one day. And that's kind of all I needed to hear. He always believed in me and, he's always been my guy. So, playing for him has been a dream come true. And, when I was struggling freshman year early on, he kept that same mindset, just telling me to work through it. I'm going to be all right. And, that's meant everything to me. I don't think I'd be in the position I am today without him.
Toby, then your last question.
Yeah. So I noticed that, like, you guys are returning a lot of your guys for next season. I believe it's 4 or 5 starters. What do you think that, like, chemistry that's been built up and that cohesion, like, how does that set your expectations for next season?
I think it's going to be huge for us. I mean, this year we had, in the backcourt, it was me. I was a sophomore. Joe was a freshman. We had probably the youngest starting backcourt in the ACC, one of the youngest, and just getting us back, is huge. We know how to play together. Be better at the top of the zone, just moving the offense better, getting more spacing and movement. And then, you got Murat coming back senior year. He's as smart as it gets. He knows how to play. He's going to be a great leader for us. And also our center coming back, Brahma, who had a great end of the season, was averaging a double-double. And, just that core four right there will be huge, along with, Quincy Guerrier coming back, a forward. Really strong, can average double-doubles, I think, this year, as well as transfer coming in. Alan Griffin will be great, and also a great group of young guys coming in. So, we'll definitely have pieces. We'll be deep. We'll have guys coming back, and just that chemistry that we built from last year, I think will, get even stronger. And we're all just looking forward to getting back and, playing together.
You mentioned being at the top of the 2-3. A lot of times when guys, teams run 2-3, have a tendency to get complacent and just kind of stand there like kind of a rest defense. What do y'all do? What do your else coaches tell you? And obviously Syracuse is known for the 2-3, like to just like stay active, don't get complacent. Like, what do they say?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Coach McNamara works with the guards. So, he's always in me and Joe's ear telling us, cover the high post, get out on shooters, know your personnel. And that's something we really look at as scout team and, knowing where we need to be. And we, top of the zone, you got to be active. You got to get out on shooters. You're doing a lot of moving around. So, just working every day in practice really on the 2-3. We'll do it for 15, 20 minutes a day and just focus on, guard groups, just get into the high post, getting through ball screens. You got a lot of little assignments. There's really no time to rest. So it's, it's something that, I'm looking to improve on, just getting quicker, faster, and stronger. So, I can cover my zones better. Teams are adjusting now. They got 4 shooters on the floor at once, so they're really spreading the zone out. So we got to be able to get to our spots, cover, get locations, and make sure we know who the shooters are and who aren't. So it's really, it's man-to-man principles as well as, other things as well, and knowing what spots to be at, what positions on the floor.
Yeah. And so also another question. So I've always been a big believer in the theory of it's harder to shoot in domes. Your stats disprove that. Can you tell me what that's like, or what other guys think, like if that's a true theory? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the first couple of times I would shoot in the dome for games, I mean, it was weird, but when the dome's empty and we practice there, I think it's it's a little tougher. It's something to get used to. It's empty and it's a huge arena you're shooting in. It's a lot different from the practice facility, but it really helps you shooting in there, when no one's there, getting a lot of reps up, and I think you just get used to it over time. I think over the years it's just became normal for me, and it's kind of nice because when you go on the road, you're playing in smaller arenas, so I call that shooter's gym, so kind of helps you for the road as well. But you get used to it as a shooter, and you can't make any excuses as a shooter. It's the same 10-foot hoop, and background's a little different, but you gotta adjust, and just getting reps in at the dome helps a lot. So just getting used to that, and it's funny seeing guys first year in the dome. It takes them a little to get used to it. A couple air balls here and there, but over time, they get used to it.
Yeah, and you have some nicer shooting form, I'd say I've probably seen. Myself, I look like Sean Marion probably shooting it. What drills have you done? Obviously, it's a lot of repetition, muscle memory growing up to just perfect that. Milking the cookie jar, different stuff like that, or handing the cookie jar. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, when I was a kid, I used to shoot over my head. Actually, would bring it back over my head, kind of launch it, probably till 4th or 5th grade. So I made tremendous changes in my shot growing up, and I think the biggest thing for me was just doing form shooting every day for 20 minutes or so. That's something my dad would tell me every day. Just go downstairs and go outside, do form shooting, whatever it is, get your form right. Make sure before you move out to the 3-point line, your form's already, what it should be. And another big thing he tells me is using my fingertips. You'll hear that. He'll tell all the guys that throughout the year at some point, get your fingertips on the ball, not your palm, so you have better spin on it, better control on it. Just little things like that, nothing serious for me. Just trying to model my shot after, great shooters like Klay Thompson, guys like that. I try to, watch their form, see what they're doing, their footwork, and just try to get like they are and try to get as quick and pure of a shot as I can. Not trying to switch up my form and, doing form shooting every day, little stuff like that.
Yeah. And so lastly, you've grown up obviously around the program, so I'm sure you have some favorite teams, maybe the 2012 team, 2013 team, CJ Fair, Scoop Jardine, those kind of guys. I grew up a Kansas fan, so I'm not a big fan of the 03 team personally. But what would you say, other than the teams you've played on, would have to be your favorite?
That's a tough question. I'd probably say, when I was older, probably in high school, those were the 2016 team that Trevor Cooney, Michael Benajay, Tyler Lydon went to the Final Four.
Malachi Richardson, right? Was he on that team?
Who?
Malachi Richardson?
Yep, Malachi. He had about 20 in the second half against Virginia. And
that run as a 10 seed, right, for the Final Four.
Yeah, they beat them, and they Gonzaga. Before that, it was one of 10 seed, crazy run. I was close with some of those guys. I was older, so that's definitely a team that sticks out to me. And another one is probably I want to say 2008, 2009, maybe. It was Johnny Flynn, Eric Devendorf.
Andy
That's
Routins.
when they played. Yep, Andy Routins. They played UConn in the Garden, 6 overtime game, and I was able to go to that game. So just one of my favorite trips ever. Just an unbelievable experience, and a lot of great guys that I look up to as a kid, and it's really cool coming full circle and being able to work out with them, keep in touch with them. Telling me they like watching me play is definitely something I dreamed about as a kid.
Gotcha.
What is
well, that's all we have. Toby, do you want to end the recording?
Yeah, Chris, I got one more question for him though. The last one. What is something you're working on this offseason that you're going to implement like next season? Obviously, you're great at threes. You're great at the little one dribble pull up. Are you going to start like dunking on people? Like, what do you have? What do you have in the bag for next year?
Man, that's the goal. Just working on everything really right now. I'm lucky enough to have, half court in my basement. So I just go down there every day. I'm working on, trying to make more plays this year. I think losing, a guy like Elijah Hughes who did everything for us it hurts a lot, but it gives me a chance to step up and, kind of fill that role and, make plays, do some other stuff, use my shot to get to the rim, and as well as working on my defense, trying to get better in the zone and making sure I'm a more complete player this year. I think I made a stride going, not just being a three-point shooter this year, but I can make another one next year. I have a lot of things I can work on. So it's exciting for me. And I think that, I love working, getting better. So I'm just really looking forward to next year. Maybe I'm trying to, I'm betting with a lot of people that I'm going to have a couple dunks before I end my career. So,
Good.
my brother's one of those. He doesn't think I'm going to, so I got to prove him wrong.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate having you on. Good luck this season. We're going to be watching.
Yeah, thanks.